Edmonton. We all know it, right? The capital city of Alberta, Canada. I'm gonna be honest. I didn't know much about Edmonton myself. But that's why I'm here. To teach you, the viewer, about the vast city of Edmonton.
It's time to learn
Canadian
geography now!
What is up, my boys and girls? I'm your host, Chase, and today we're going to be learning about the city of Edmonton. Now, Edmonton's one of those places you hear about, but don't really look into. But that's why I'm here. So make sure to watch to the end so you don't miss out on that juicy information. Anyway, let's dissect that flag. The flag consists of a light blue field with a white square in the middle. And in the middle of the entire flag lies the coat of arms. The white and blue symbolizes peace and water for the northern Saskatchewan River. The city crest, or coat of arms, is an official symbol that reflects Edmonton's history. The symbols include a mace representing Edmonton's status as Alberta's capital city, the sun etched onto the shield because of Edmonton's above average amount of sunlight, the winged wheel, which is Edmonton's importance to aviation and industrial centers, chief, which is used for agriculture, the explorer on the left, which is for their past experiences with fur trading, and Athena, the goddess of wisdom, on the right, which stands for Edmonton's great education system and the University of Alberta. Fun fact: Edmonton adopted the City of Champions city motto in the late 1980s as a way to acknowledge the community's response to the devastating Black Friday tornado in 1987, as well as their sport team success in the 80s. But later, in around 2016, with an entire rebranding, they changed their city slogan back to just plain old Edmonton. Along with that, Edmonton actually first became a town in 1892 with a population of only 700 people, and later as a city in 1904, now with a population of 8,350 people. It later became the capital of Alberta when it was formed only a year later on September 1st, 1905. On to demographics. Alright, first of all, although it's debatable, Edmonton has about 1.6 million people, a 1.34% increase from 2024, most of whom speak English at 91%, French and English at about 7%, and others at around 2%, ranking at number 5 or 6 on the overall Canadian population. About 65% of whom identify as white. South Asians make up about 7%, followed by Chinese at about 6%, Filipinos at 5%. Natives and Aboriginal people also make up a surprising 5%, blacks at 4%, and the rest are made up of multiple groups including Southeast Asian, Latin American, Arab, West Asian, Korean, Japanese, etc. Religion. In terms of religion, about 1/4 of Edmontonians claim no religion, followed by just over 31% Protestant, 29% Catholic, and other groups may include Christian, Islam, Christian Orthodox, Buddhist, Sikh, Hindu, and others that make up about 14%. Age. On the age aspect, the average age in Edmonton is about 38.4, while the median age is only off by a couple of years at 36.8. Looking at the scale, the population's age peaks at 30 to 34 and starts dipping from there. Famous people from Edmonton. Don't get mad at me if I butcher these names. Some famous people from Edmonton are Nathan Fillion, Jillian Noel Hennessy, Victoria Anderson, Ray Don Chong, Ben Cotton, Mark Joseph Carney, Wilford Reed, quote-unquote Wop May, Kin Chong, Jordan Burnt Peterson, and Michael J. Fox, who actually played Marty McFly in all of the Back to the Future movies, which I'm pretty sure everyone's seen. Anyway, those are just a few famous people, so if you're dying to know more celebs, do a quick Google search. Onto location. Now, as you all should know, Edmonton is situated in Alberta. And you know what's crazy? Is that Edmonton is the center of the province, not literally, and is only about 823 kilometers away from the northern Saskatchewan River, which is connected to the other massive Saskatchewan rivers that span from the middle of Manitoba all the way to the end of Alberta. The main one is 547 kilometers in length. The South Saskatchewan River is 1,392 kilometers in length. And the North Saskatchewan River is 1,287 kilometers in length. So they'll never be low on water. I know that might be hard to imagine, but stay with me here. Its coordinates are, I'm not going to read those, but you can see them at the top of the screen. Its time zone is Mountain Standard Time, and along with all of Canada, it is located in the Northern Hemisphere. Alberta itself is sandwiched between Saskatchewan to its right and British Columbia to its left. On top of Alberta, you can find the Northwest Territories, and below, in the USA, you can find Montana. Alright, speed round! Now, Edmonton has a lot of places to visit and therefore attracts tourists. Some of those places may include the West Edmonton Mall, Fort Edmonton Park, Royal Alberta Museum, Mutart Conservatory, Alberta Legislature Building, World Water Park, Alberta Aviation Museum, Windspear Center, Elk Island National Park, Art Gallery of Alberta, Rogers Place Arena, Edmonton Valley Zoo, Commonwealth Stadium, University of Alberta Botanical Garden, Alberta Railway Museum, Fairmont Hotel MacDonald, Walterdale Bridge, and Terwilliger Park, and many others, just to name a few. So the main idea is that there are a lot of places to visit in Edmonton. Alright, finally, we're on to physical features. Roll the transition. Alberta has a pretty diverse landscape, from rolling hills to prairies and the Rocky Mountains. Alberta, and therefore Edmonton, has a lot to offer landscape-wise. And that's not even mentioning the Badlands, lakes, and boreal forests that are a result of not only being within the interior plains of Canada, but also the Canadian Shield, which is a large area of Canada with exposed igneous and metamorphic rock, which are basically, in simple terms, rocks that form from magma or lava cooling, and rocks that form from other rocks being reshaped. And fun fact, metamorphic rocks cannot contain fossils because of those extreme conditions that are needed to reshape those rocks, making it so that any fossils that could be in the rocks to begin with are destroyed over time because of those said conditions. Alright, back on topic. Those mountains mentioned earlier aren't actually too far away from Edmonton. If you drive Banff, a town in Alberta with an immense amount of mountains, is about an hour away from Calgary and only about a 4-hour drive away from Edmonton. And because our landscape is so vast, they take preserving the natural environment very seriously and are very proud of not only their natural resources, which we'll get to soon, but also their natural parks that are always maintained. Edmonton relies in Alberta's Parkland Natural Region, an area known for its forested river valleys and ravine slopes. On top of the already existing boreal forests, they have deciduous woodlands, small lakes, wetlands, etc. Subtopic: natural resources. Edmonton, or Alberta, has vast resources in the oil department, natural gases, oil sands, and coal deposits, but also a very large amount of metallic minerals and industrial minerals. And because of that, Canadian Shield mentioned earlier, that also adds to the mineral count. Although Alberta has an abundance of minerals, they have mainly been overshadowed by the oil industry and coal industry. So there are only a few select minerals being produced at the moment. In the future, there could be discoveries for other minerals to be produced, such as gold, silver, base metals, diamonds, lithium, uranium, potash, rare earth metals, vanadium, and those are just to name a few. Much of this has not yet been researched though, because of immense oil development. So to sum it up, Alberta is very rich in mineral resources and oil reserves. So yeah, what about plants? Well, not only does Alberta have a high abundance of natural resources, but that also includes their plants. Now there may not be as many native plants as there are minerals, as most plants from Alberta appear across Canada. Now, I don't think you guys want to keep hearing me list off a ton of things over and over again. So cue the epic slideshow. Hey, that was pretty cool, right? On the topic of plants, Edmonton also has the highest concentration of Chernozemic soils, which is the type of soil that is rich in nutrients, so good for agriculture. Well, to imperfectly drained soils with a dark brown kind of color, although they mostly freeze during the winter because of that high water concentration in the soil. Alright, now I think that's pretty good for the plant side of Edmonton. Now on to the animal side. Now, Edmonton's got some pretty cool animals that are not only native to Edmonton itself, but the majority of Canada as well. I'm gonna have to name a couple more things, but bear with me, it's not boring, I swear. In the mammal section, we got the red fox, snowshoe hare, long-tailed weasel, little brown bat, Canada lynx, white-tailed deer, coyote, beaver, moose, porcupine, and fisher. Onto the birds. We got the Sora, yellow warbler, northern saw-whet owl, least flycatcher, tree shallow, horned grebe, common loon, great horned owl, pileated woodpecker, bufflehead, and the great blue heron. And finally, we got those reptile and amphibian guys, like the boreal toad, western tiger salamander, red-sided garter snake, boreal chorus frog, and the wood frog. Now, I know it's been a lot of information so far, but we're in the home stretch now. Stay with me. On to climate.
I think I finally figured out a way to get rid of all the accounts that are stealing my content and posting it in a fake duet format, so I need everybody's help. I get, no joke, literally...
Alright, this section is not going to be too long, so I'll get to it. Edmonton is actually known as Canada's Sunshine City, because the days in the winter are short and much longer in the summer. As little as 7 hours of sunlight in the winter, and up to 17 hours in the summer. Edmonton has more sunlight than any city in all of Canada. Included with the shorter days in the winter, the winters in Edmonton are freezing, all the way down to just negative 35 degrees Celsius. Although, most commonly, they range from negative 5 degrees Celsius to negative 15 degrees Celsius. While on the other side of the climate, the hot summers can reach temperatures of 35 degrees Celsius, but normally range from 20 degrees Celsius to 30 degrees Celsius. There's this pretty cool climate graph I found, but I don't know how factual the temperatures are, since they are different from the official Alberta University that I got that prior data from, so I don't know. But the rest looks good, things such as precipitation, humidity, wind, etc. So if you're a real advocate for climate and really want to see a graph, here you go. Anyway, enough about climate. Next up, government and industries.
I bought a property in
Edmonton.
and what they do for you is they give you the property.
As for the mayor of Edmonton, that title goes to Amarjeet Sohai. Amarjeet Sohai was sworn to office on October 26th, 2021 as the 36th mayor of Edmonton. Edmonton City Council is made up of 13 people, including one mayor as mentioned earlier, and 12 city councillors. In recent news, January 12th, 2025, an Edmontonian, or citizen of Edmonton, is facing a defamation lawsuit from the mayor Amarjeet Sohai defending himself from the alleged lies that could damage his reputation. That's pretty much the sum of it. But if you're really interested in politics, this is the link. Industries. If you're paying attention, as said earlier in natural resources, Edmonton is big on oil, whether that's oil sands, regular oil, or natural gas. They mine all of it. And with that comes jobs. On top of that, there's forestry and agriculture included in a big part of Edmonton's industries. Leading the major employers in Edmonton is the Alberta Health Service, AHS, with around 123,000 employees in total. The second runner-up is the Government of Alberta, employing over 27,000 people. And finally, in third, we have Stantec, which employs about 22,000 designers, project managers, engineers, etc., which includes jobs like building structures, power engineering, transit, and other things included. There are obviously other employers in Edmonton, but those are just the top 3. Alright, that about wraps it up for now. Thanks for listening to me yap this entire video, and hope you learned something. Make sure to like it, the video, and peace out.